Hi, this is Tutor Nick P, and this is Idioms 151. The idiom today is to nickel and dime someone to death. Okay, let's take a look at the note here. If a company or business tries to nickel and dime their customers, they try to get more and more money out of them by having a lot of small charges that can continually add up to large amounts of income for the company, but is often very annoying to the consumer, to the person who's using it. They say, what, another fee? What, how much is it? Really? Okay, so let's continue with the note here. Some discount airlines will try to bring in extra income by charging for services other airlines usually include in the price. Yeah, sometimes you see these discount airlines where they advertise a very low fare. You wonder, how could they do that? How could they afford that? And then you find out that, well, you can't do this. If you do this, they'll charge you money for that. They'll charge you an extra fee for this, for that, for this, for that. And then you figure out, well, that's how they end up doing it. So they will charge for things like checked luggage. Yeah, normally on a normal airline, usually up to about 20 kilo or something, they'll allow you to have a checked bag. But here, of course, you don't get any checked bag. You only get a small carry-on. A window or aisle seat. Yeah, normally you don't have to pay for the window or aisle seat. It's just something that, if you reserved early enough, you were lucky enough to get it, but you didn't have to pay extra money for it. In this case, you do on an airline like this. Even food, depending upon how long it is, yeah, they don't give you any food, or you have to pay for the food if you get it. Headphones, well, headphones for entertainment, if they offered a movie or some music or something, so you got to pay another fee for that. Rescheduling dates. Yeah, if something came up, and even if you did it with a normal airline, if you do it in enough time in advance, no fee. But here, they'll do it for any reason. You reschedule a date, it's another $50, and that's another $30, or whatever. So, etc. I remember I heard a story about one guy who took airline like this, and they kept charging for this, for that, for this. He says, I thought they were going to charge me for going to the bathroom. It seems like there were so many extra fees. So, let's take a look at the example here. Example number one. I thought I would try that discount airline, but I soon discovered they nickel and dime you to death. By the time you add in all the extra fees, the flight was not really cheaper. All right, so this is the perfect way that we would use it. All right, let's look at the second one here. Many banks are also notorious for trying to nickel and dime their customers by adding fees to everything and anything. You got to be very careful in the banks. For example, like ATM fees, if you take money out of the ATM. Some banks, sometimes they'll charge you even if you take it out of your own bank, or if you, God forbid, you take it out of another bank, they might even be a double ATM fee, something like that. Or sometimes they have tricky ones. I remember many years ago, I needed to write a check that had to be, given and deposited that day. And I didn't have enough money in my checking account, so I purposely moved money from my savings account to my checking account. And I did it physically too, and I made sure I put the money into that checking account first. All right, and but then I soon discovered later I ended up having a bounce check because they make a rule that the deposit did not actually count until the next day, but the withdrawal counts on the same day. So it was like a very tricky fee. I thought I was covered because I physically actually made sure money was in the checking account before I did this, but apparently they had these other rules, and this is another way that they get you. And customers or consumers get annoyed by things like this, and you feel like, well, this little small fee here, this little small fee there, they're nickel and diming you. That's the way we use it. Okay, anyway, I hope you got it. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for your time.